Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Gosh, I'm so confused as to what date is, as usual. When does that change? Never. So let's see. Let me check in with some of these groups here. Hold on. Coming up here. Okay. And sharing to my biz page too. Let me do that. Let me try if Facebook's gonna be cool. Hi, Glenda. Glenda girl, what's up? What is up? All right, so just a little chit chat today about something that's going on in my group and something I'm really passionate about. Talking about your own psychic gifts. And this doesn't mean that you are necessarily looking to become a psychic reader or you're looking to be a medium or doing this as a profession. You might be and you can be, and if you are, that's awesome. So, but you can also use your psychic gifts to make incredible changes in your life and build a life that you feel totally like obsessed with and excited about, and you feel like it's true to you. You can use your psychic gifts to do that. And many people, I don't think, really know that, because we're not taught to do so in our culture. In fact, we're kind of taught to ignore our psychic gifts. We're taught by government, religion, education, schools, and sometimes even like our doctors, you know, and I'm not saying there's anything really wrong with all of those things. It's just that we've been taught as a culture to really ignore what exists on the inside of us. And that goes for parenting, that goes for relationships, that goes for everything. There's always a book, you know, being taught. Experts tell you how to do something. We're so trained to look outside of ourselves to understand how to make decisions and choices and what we love and what we are passionate about. Sometimes we don't even know anymore what we truly, truly love. We go with what's the latest trend. We go with what this expert tells us we should. We go with what we were taught or what our 8th grade teacher said we were good at. You know, all of those influences, we're so influenced by this that we forget that we come with this blueprint or this GPS system already inside of us that gives us everything we need to know. So I'm just going to give you one quick little tip to tell you how you can recognize what your own psychic gifts are. And by the way, there are many different gifts or strengths that you can have. Usually, with most people, there are 1 or 2 that are dominant, meaning those are the ways that you receive information from your higher self or from source on a regular basis. There's 1 or 2 ways you will find that come naturally to you, just like that. Can you develop the other senses? Absolutely you can. But you will notice that it's really, really easy for you to use 1 or 2 of them. It's almost effortless. And I'm going to guess you're probably getting messages or signs every single day, but you either might be too much in your head or too much caught up in the stress of day-to-day life to receive them. You might be looking to the outside, looking for someone else's advice, and you're not hearing your own guidance, or you might be looking at another psychic sense that isn't your dominant and looking to that. Like, for example, in our culture, like media, stories, movies, books, clairvoyance is a really popular thing. So having a vision, you look over there and you see someone in spirit, or you have a vision in your mind of something that's going to happen, or you have these crazy vivid dreams. Do people get this? Yes, that is true. It's not all media Hollywood psychic stuff. But what I am trying to say is that not everyone receives information in that way. So it doesn't mean if I don't get visions or if I don't see spirit that I don't have a gift. It doesn't mean that if I'm looking for the signs every single day and I don't see shit, that I'm not connected or that I can't do it. It might mean that your sense is different. Your dominant sense is different than clairvoyance. So you're trying to use one of the senses that is not strengthened enough yet, and you're thinking, shit, I missed it, or spirit's just not talking to me. They're not there, but it's always with you and it's always there. It's just you're looking somewhere else, okay? So here's how I'm gonna help you. Number one, I want to tell you also, I'll tell you that later. Hold on, let me do this first. I always get ahead of myself because this is so exciting to me. Okay, so a quick way to determine what your strengths are is this. Start to be very aware and mindful of how you talk and how you express yourself or how you have a conversation with other people. If you find yourself saying, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I totally see that. Then you're probably clairvoyant. Okay, that's probably what one of your strengths is. If you say, oh my God, I feel you right now, or I totally feel what you're saying, or I feel that, then you're most likely clairsentient. If you say, oh my gosh, I hear you, or I totally heard that, I hear what you're saying, then that's a clairaudient person, okay, talking. And sometimes you might say, oh, I know what you're saying. Oh, I know how that feels. I know. Then that's a claircognizant person. So just be very aware. Start right now. This is something you can do right now today. Just be very aware of what you say and notice how we've all used all those phrases at one time or another. But I promise you, if you start paying attention, you will find that you use one of those, maybe two, much more often than not. So just pay attention to how you're saying or to what you're saying. And then you want to take that information and say, oh, I hear you a lot. I hear that. So clairaudience, that's how I get my messages from spirit. It's something that I will hear. I am one that tend to hear songs or tend to hear words or phrases or conversations at just the right time, or I'm somebody who just hears voices in my head and I don't know how it gets there, but I tend to hear like someone's talking to me, or I just tend to hear high frequency noises and I feel really connected to that, okay? So notice when you start determining what your strength is because of what you say, now you know which sense to strengthen and work on so that you can start to really use it in every aspect of your life. And I promise you, once you start doing this work, you'll find that little shifts will happen because you're using your gift. You're using what comes natural to you. You're not trying to force someone else's gift on yourself, or you're not sitting there going, ugh, I'm left out. I'm totally not gifted. I'm not even in on this. Yes, you're in on this. There's no special elite group that is gifted with this. Everybody has it by birthright. And when you use it, it's amazing how you can make changes in your life, how you can all of a sudden just be so aware to things in the world that you never thought you'd be aware of before. And that includes yourself. That includes what needs healing. That includes what you really want, your deepest desires. That includes knowing what relationships work for you and what doesn't. And you'll start attracting all of those things that are truly meant for you. It is freaking amazing. I promise you. I'm just sitting here and I'm promising you. So, and if you're saying, Jen, I tried it and it's not happening, then message me and talk to me, because then I'm going to say, okay, let's break this down a little more. I promise you there are just a couple tweaks that you can make and you will see that it will, and you will see the changes, I promise you, and you'll see it start to open up, okay? So with that being said, if you're not in my group, The Wild, Woke, and Wealthy Woman, okay, the link is in the comments, come on over, because each week I am breaking down each psychic sense and I'm giving the group exercises to do, and it's amazing. What we're talking about in there and the exercises and the participation are really helpful, and you can meet people who are doing the same work, and it's so great when people come together in a group and start to, really get into their psychic senses, because it almost makes it stronger when you're around someone who's also tuned in. So come and join us. The second thing is I have a program that's starting at the end of June. It's called Own Your Psychic Gifts. So if you want to find out what your strength is, work on your strength, start to work on different things like mediumship, channeling, reading cards, doing things like pendulum, whatever your divination tool is, and really understand how you can make a difference in your life using these gifts, or start a business, talk to me, comment below, message me, and I will tell you how to get in right now with my early bird pricing, okay? Because we start at the end of June, so you have, there's some time. So, but getting in early, saving your spot, you do save some money there. All right, so super exciting things happening. The time is now to get tapped in when there are all these things going on in the world, so much uncertainty, so many things that we don't trust, so many things that we're waking up to, and then you want to know, okay, if I'm waking up to this, now what do I do with it? Okay, so this is why, and you don't want to ask on the outside to teach you or to show you or teach you their way, because then you could just be easily influenced to something else and still far away from your own internal guidance. So this is why I'm super passionate about teaching people how to come home to themselves and start to look to your own higher self to tell you what is right and wrong, or what is truth in the world for you, and then how to use your specific personal gifts to create whatever you want to in this world. Everything's changing right now. It's kind of becoming a little bit of a blank slate. You can go forward and do all different things. You've had this great pause to sit and think about, shit, what do I want and how can I create this? So no better time than now to use your own gifts and no longer be willing to be led along by someone else's desires, someone else's expectations, and someone else's plans for you. Because as you can see with this whole world situation, it doesn't work when we do that. It doesn't work when we put all of our heart, soul, and trust into other people and organizations that don't give a shit. So time to, and this is not, my programs are not political, they're not medical, they're not any of that shit. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about seriously just coming back to you. That's the thing. That's where the real truth is. Not because I say so, and it's not what I tell you to do. It's me just guiding you back to what's already there. That's all. And just peeling back the layers so that you can see it yourself. And then boom, magic happens. I promise you. All right. So I love you guys so much. Any questions about my program, message me, Own Your Psychic Gifts. Those of you who want to go on my Facebook group, Wild, Woke, and Wealthy Woman, come on over. We're diving into this even deeper. I promise you, it's super fun, and they're going to challenge you, and you have supportive people who are going to just like cheer you on. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing day.